Scientists, some, are sounding the alarm on a so-called solar superstorm that could, and this is important, underline the word could, eventually wipe out the internet for weeks or even months.
If it were to occur, might take a decade for us to recover. Some of the destruction of communication infrastructure could bring about the end of the internet.
They are hopeful that they can stop this.
Yes.
But this is a real possibility.
Yeah.
That we won't have internet for months.
The key word here is could, but I just really don't see this happening anytime soon. But at the same time, maybe it's a good thing for us, you know? Because honestly, I feel like the internet is what's desocialized the whole world. Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back for another video. Real quick before we get right back into these TikToks, if you guys click this video and you stay watching this video, you are the true warriors. Thank you guys for being there for me. All the support is much appreciated. Anything to help these videos get pushed out there by the algorithm, because right now the algorithm's over here trying to fight with me. I can't figure out why. What did I do? What did I do? Alright, anyways, without further ado, let's get right back into these TikToks.
Hi, can someone explain to me why this man is not in jail? This is the owner of Return to Nature Funeral Home in Colorado Springs, Colorado. After a report of an abhorrent smell on his property, authorities raided it and found 115 improperly stored, decomposing bodies. The CBI announced today that that number has actually risen. The number of individuals found is up to at least 189, and they said that number could increase. This man and his wife were selling grieving families fake ashes, allegedly. So why is this man not in jail yet? Can they not get him on anything?
It took me a few minutes to figure out what she was talking about. Like, what did this guy do, you know? Talking about that many bodies stacking up. Yeah, my heart goes out to all the poor families out there that's ever suffered through any of this madness. You know, I heard a similar story before, but that guy had like only 4 bodies, and I'm pretty sure he caught a list of charges, so...
Here's facts about tigers I hope keeps you up at night. According to researchers, tiger roars can have a paralyzing effect since they can also produce a low frequency infrasound that we can't hear but can feel through vibration. Which means you can feel the roar, you just can't hear it or where it's coming from, and the brief moment of confusion this causes is all the time they need to take off the senses.
That's scary.
Some tigers will imitate the sounds of their prey like sandbar deer and black bear in order to get their guard down. Full disclosure, I don't know how true this part is, but I've even read reports of Amur tigers imitating the mating call of female black bears in order to catch a male slipping. A literal catfish. In areas known for tiger attacks, people started wearing backward masks in order to convince the tigers that they lost the element of surprise, since, you know, they're ambush hunters. But apparently the tigers realized it was a bluff because tiger attacks in those same areas have been on the rise. In the 1900s, a female tiger was severely injured by a hunter and couldn't hunt her normal prey, so she went on to murk 436 people. And she was even smart enough to avoid the hunters that went after her for weeks, all while catching new bodies left and right. There's more tigers in the United States than in the wild and the rest of the world combined, and the second largest population of tigers in the world is in Texas. The more you know.
I seriously had no clue that there was tigers in Texas like that. But if I was ever to leave my house and see a tiger while crossing the street, I think that would be my last time ever going outside.
Can you imagine living with someone that you know is trying to end your life? This hidden camera captures a moment this woman puts bleach inside her husband's coffee maker multiple times a day. This is Robbie Johnson, and he began setting up cameras all around his house when he started to notice that his coffee was tasting a little off. He wasn't really expecting to catch anything, but when he looked back at the footage, he was shocked. His wife Melody is seen pouring a substance inside his coffee maker every single day before he brewed the coffee. Robbie got testing strips, and each time it tested positive for chlorine. At this time, Robbie and Melody were in the process of a divorce, but they were still living together. Robbie pretended to drink his coffee every morning and continued to gather evidence so that he can go to police. But when he showed police all this footage, they said that they couldn't see exactly what Melody was pouring into the coffee maker, so he couldn't prove it. So Robbie had to set up even more cameras around the house with different angles so that he can prove that Melody was in fact poisoning him. Melody was charged with attempted murder, and I bet this guy will never let anyone else make him a coffee again.
You know, what the heck? She could have just got a divorce. But no, she had to choose this route for some reason. Hey, but I'm glad this guy was smart and put up cameras and was able to catch her right in the nick of time to save his own life. What is going on here? They're getting some pizza? Yeah, they're getting some pizza. That is cool.
No anchovies, right? Yeah, where you going? Hey, where you going? Bro, we didn't.
My guy quickly ran to get his phone to take a picture. Had the most realist looking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show up for her birthday party. Aw, that's so sweet. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit jealous.
President Kennedy was because he was going to release information on this. It's a burn document that was found, I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago, and it talked about buildings being on the dark side of the moon. He was in the Navy. He had a top security clearance. He was going to be handling video and film that came back from combat missions. And he goes, he got brought into a room one day. He said, the guy said, stay here, wait right here, I'll be right back. And he goes, so I'm standing in this dark room where they're developing the film, and the guy says, hey man, you want to see something really cool? Come over here. So he's like, oh, okay. So he goes, I go over there and check it out. And he starts showing me buildings on the dark side of the moon. And he said to me, these aren't ours. 40 different creatures that were coming here, 40 different aliens or 40 different terrestrials, ETs that were coming here. One of the former prime ministers of England said the US has been dealing with a group called the Tall Whites for like the last 15 or 20 years. The Tall Whites were a group of very Nordic looking extraterrestrials, very tall, light hair, just very, very big. There was some talk that in the early 30s that there was a guy, his name was Thor, and he was a tall white, and he was working within the Senate and Congress. So, you know, UFOs were as real as planes that fly over your house. I mean, he said, there's no denying it, they're there. You know, we know they're there.
Them damn tall whites, they really creep me out. But yeah, I don't believe anybody's ever actually been to the moon though. But I feel like this man really has some good points to what he's saying. Two suns.
Why though? That one has a rainbow on it too. That's legit like two suns. Legit. Look at it when I zoom in on it.
Pretty sure that's a sundial.
You can see a circle.
We're dead. Aliens are here.
I mean, if I seen that while driving, I'd probably pull out my camera as well. I remember talking about that planet Nibiru with a coworker one time, and they told me if you ever see two suns, that's just a sundog, man. But I don't know if that's actually true. I never really looked into a sundog.
I didn't know that a lot of kids were not allowed to watch SpongeBob.
Yeah.
When they were kids. But there is some dark humor in it.
Did you ever talk about the Mr. Krabs surveillance theory?
No, what is that?
There's a theory how Mr. Krabs, you know how he loves money?
Yeah.
He would do anything for money, right?
Yeah.
Because in one episode, he has a room and Squidward and SpongeBob, they accidentally find it. And in the room, there's a whole bunch of like screens and they're surveilling everybody. And then one of them is like in Sandy's house while she's brushing her teeth and shit. So theory goes that Mr. Krabs, since he loves money, he took money to surveil everybody in Bikini Bottom and kind of sell them out to whoever's like studying them or who even knows for what reason. Damn.
So you know how Mr. Krabs is like? We all know Mr. Krabs loves money, that's for sure. I don't know why, but I just can't remember this episode to be honest. But where do they come up with these wild conspiracy theories about SpongeBob? Damn. Commercial planes can fly and land just fine with one engine. So now if the second one blew out, I'd really start to worry. But how is this one lady the only person to see this and react though? Now that kind of has me like, what?
Guess what hydrogen sounds like? It's a key of E, and it's a color yellow. That's what proper physics gets you to. Oxygen is a chartreuse, and it's the key of F over F sharp. Now they used to, like I said, information used to be thought about as just electrical information passing on. But I got a question for you. Have you ever been at a party with some of your friends you ain't seen in 10 years, but y'all was like 14, you hung out and there's a song that came on and you was like, and everybody got up and was live at that moment. Now say 10 years later you got a friend with you. He's a good guy, but he wasn't there when me and my boys formed this. So when that song comes on, our DNA tightens. There's a particular song, a scale in the genomes for each and every one of us. Now, when that song is played, when your particular prime resonant frequency is played, guess what happens? Your DNA celebrates and tightens. Everything else gets pushed out. harmonic wave resequencing. The carbon is also the key of E in yellow. The nitrogen is G. And all these play a song. So say that the F over F sharps of the oxygen, the green, is only hitting at an F. Why? Because there's another frequency coming in from a generator over there. That's changing and causing it to change. The F hits the carbon, so instead of hitting as an F sharp, it hits as an F, so when it hits the carbon at an E, it doesn't hit it quite right, so the domino don't file right. So the next domino hits wrong. And so now we have malformation happening within our DNA because the frequencies are being pushed off. But when we hear our tone, we tighten back up. So yeah, I'm in the process of building the harmonic wave resequencer with another doctor who has been able to successfully cure AIDS and cancer. And it's well underway. But I wanted you guys to understand how that works. It's so simple. You do not need to tear the human body apart when all you can do is use frequency to bring it back to its normal space.
A lot of people don't know, but Terrence Howard actually has a degree in physics and mathematics, I believe. Dude seems to know what he's talking about if you ask me. I feel like everyone needs to hear this because we all know how powerful music is. When we listen to it, it really changes our vibrations.
So I just got back home. I left my house last night. I could not stay there. I just got back home this morning. Really don't want to go in my house, but I have to. The door's not open, so that's a good sign, right? All right, what the hell? Okay, there's just a freaking chair here. The hell? If this dented my wall or marked my door, I'm gonna be so pissed.
She barely swung it open.
Yeah, I don't even know what that's about. My God, I thought I just saw something in the background of my video. I guess besides the chair, everything else seems pretty normal in here. Nothing really seems disrupted. The weird thing about that chair, though, is I keep them in the basement. So, and of course, something slammed the basement door the other day, so yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that evil spirit said, "Screw you, chick, I'm taking over your place from now on." Was that a failed attempt of the evil spirit trying to block her from getting in her own house? I'm calling bullshit. This woman seemed a little too calm for something like this to actually be going on in her house. Why would an evil spirit just put her chair in front of a door? That doesn't make sense. Time for her to go ahead and move out or call up some paranormal investigators.
Have you ever been to Teotihuacan? This guy whose nickname was Gorilla giving us this wonderful tour. And he goes, "Wait right here." And we're in this giant square, and he runs down this dirt mound about 150 feet away, 200 feet away, and he goes, "Can you hear me?" And it was like, oh my God, I could hear him. He goes, "This square was built with these mounds here to be able to speak at this voice to 250,000 people."
Whoa.
Incredible.
And I was like, what? That means these acoustics are so perfect. Like, how do you discover that?
Yeah, how many thousands of years did it take before they figured out how to construct something?
Yeah, where someone on their deathbed is like, wait, one last thing about acoustics.
Yeah, I remember hearing about the Aztecs and how they would structure their buildings to carry out sound very far away. It's true facts.
Your dreams are no longer safe.
How about this? Can we go from the patterns of your brain when you're looking at an image to reconstructing the image? So the way this worked was they put human beings inside an fMRI machine. They had them look at images and figure out what the patterns are, like translate from image to brain patterns. And then of course they would hide the image. So this is a image of a giraffe that the computer has never seen. It's only looking at the fMRI data, and this is what the computer thinks the human is seeing. Yeah. Now, to get state of the art, here's where the combinatorial aspects, why you can start to see these are all the same demo. To do this kind of imaging, the latest paper, the one that happened even after this, which is already better, uses stable diffusion, uses the thing that you use to make art. Like, what should a thing that you use to make art have anything to do with reading your brain? But of course, it goes further. So in this one, they said, can they understand the inner monologue, the things you're saying to yourself in your own mind? Mind you, by the way, when you dream, like your visual cortex runs in reverse, so your dreams are no longer safe. But we'll try this. So they had people watch a video and just narrate what was going on in the video in their mind. So there's a woman, she gets hit in the back, she falls over. This is what the computer reconstructed the person thinking. See a girl, looks just like me, get hit in the back, and then she is knocked off. So our thoughts, are starting to be decoded. Yeah, just think about what this means for authoritarian states, for instance. Or if you want to generate images that maximally activate your pleasure sensor, anything else.
Man, scientists are just doing too much at this point. I mean, we just want to be able to go back to when we can afford buying groceries. Imagine seeing ads in your dreams one day, having to pay $5.99 a month for the ad-free perfect dream experience. This is wild. What is this world coming to?
This TikToker who was a drug queen was just brutally executed in broad daylight. This is Sabrina Duran, who is a notorious drug dealer, narco queen, and TikTok influencer. Earlier this week, she was ambushed by a group of individuals who were covering their face, where they shot her multiple times, leaving her for dead, and then took her car. This is definitely cartel violence, and her death was a repercussion of something that we will probably never know. Sabrina was also released from prison about a month ago, having served a portion of her sentence involving a drug trafficking charge. And I'm guessing she either talked to somebody on the inside or they just didn't trust her anymore. The video of her being executed in broad daylight is going viral, and I'm about to explain it. It opens up with her already laying in the middle of the street, having been shot a couple times, and one of the men is grabbing her things out of her pockets. As he gets back in the car, you see Sabrina moving around like some sort of doll. It seems she can't move some parts of her body because she just got shot, and she's struggling to get up and make contact with these men. This goes on for a couple more seconds, and then the men in the car go in front of her and park it, and one of the men then gets out of the car and shoots Sabrina multiple more times, killing her on the spot. They then get back in the car and just leave her dead body in the middle of the street. This video is absolutely sickening, and I'm just waiting for more information to come out about it because it just happened. Whatever you do, don't go searching for the video because it is pretty disturbing. And hopefully within the next couple days, there's more information I could cover and make another video about this.
You know, if you're gonna live the life of a drug queen, you should probably move around in silence. But yeah, it's a tragedy what happened to this girl, especially in broad daylight. Yeah.
So who remember the video when I was like, it's worms and ketchup? And this for entertainment purposes only.
Y'all gotta watch out for this Heinz ketchup, bro. Ain't expired or nothing, bro. Expiration date September 5th, 2024.
I see this shit.
What is it?
Bro, that ain't the only one we found.
What did they find? I don't get it. I didn't see anything. Is it worms? Oh, God, no, I see it. I mean, you never know these days. People like to make a lot of weird stuff up on the internet. I've been eating ketchup pretty much my whole life, and I've never seen a worm in it. If any of you guys have had an experience with finding worms in your food, let me know about it down there in that comment section.
This is undoubtedly the most horrifying execution method in human history.
This guy says that on like every TikTok he makes.
This tall, coffin-like structure was studded with sharp spikes on the inside. Victims would be forced to stand upright inside, facing the spikes, but the real horror began when the doors slowly closed. As the two doors shut, the person inside would be impaled by the spikes, but not deeply enough to cause immediate death. Instead, the victim would be trapped in a claustrophobic space, pierced in several places, bleeding and in excruciating pain. The psychological torment of waiting, knowing that any movement could drive the spikes deeper, made the experience even more agonizing. Adding to its horror, some versions of the Iron Maiden had spikes designed to pierce the eyes, ensuring that the last thing the victim saw before being enclosed was the instrument of their impending doom. Though its actual historical usage is debated, the mere concept of the Iron Maiden stands as a testament to the dark creativity of torture methods from the past.
Could you guys imagine if you had to sneeze while in this thing? But claiming this to be the most horrifying execution is a bold statement. Pretty much every execution from back then was a horrifying execution.
Okay, so I never, ever keep my closet door open. I hate keeping it open. I don't sleep with it open. I never have it open. If you guys saw my previous video, I thought something was like standing on the other side, and like earlier I heard like a knock at my door. I don't know if I'm going crazy or if it's in my head, but tell me that doesn't look like somebody's standing on the other side of the door. Okay, so I thought I heard something like fall down here, and I came down and I thought maybe it was my cats.
Something was under the door.
But that door just slammed shut. That door is never open. It never stays open. I'm getting my cats, and I am getting out of here.
You know, it'd be really awesome if we could actually see some proof instead of these videos just showing us a bunch of nothing.
Hi. I just need you guys to see what I am experiencing at this very moment. I am driving back to LA from Vegas, and I always stop at this little outlet strip mall just to kind of walk around, maybe find a good deal. I pull over, and I notice that there's no cars in the parking lot. I look it up, make sure that it's open. It says it's open. I walk inside, and this is what I am seeing. Just nothing. Just vacant. Everything is empty. This fountain has no water in it. It's just odd. But then there's Bath and Body Works, and it's open. Well, there's 2 people in it. It's a mom and a son, and it's the same 2 people I saw when I entered the mall.
Why is Bath and Body Works the only thing open? I don't get it.
Just because I was curious.
That's weird.
See. And so even that's odd, because I'm like, it's a mom and a son. They're not even the workers. And looking in the shop, there's no one in there. It's just, I feel like this is the mall they filmed like The Last of Us or something. Maybe Warm Bodies. Maybe that's why it was shut down. Or maybe they're going out of business, but freaky. I do have to pee, so I'm gonna use the restroom. But even this, oh my gosh, guys. This is just very eerie. Onto something. They're clean at least. I have watched one too many scary movies, but I am checking all these suckers.
Yeah, I feel like something's about to jump out.
Here for this to be normal. This is freaking weird. Gotta go. I didn't like that. I have never peed faster in my life. But as I was walking through more, there was a Bath and Body Works store that was open, and then a Michael Kors. But I'm like,
Michael Kors and the Bath and Body Works, and that's the only thing open. I'd run up in that Bath and Body.
Up and running. What a waste of space. I don't know. Is that odd? Is it just me, or is that odd? I see another pedestrian. There he goes.
It's a little odd. Honestly, shopping malls all across the country have been closing down for the past few years. I mean, everybody's doing all their shopping online these days, so what can you expect? Who knows? Maybe she was walking through there right when they opened or something like that. But she could have just walked into Bed Bath & Body Works and just asked one of the workers what was going on. That is another wrap for this video, good people, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this content, and if you did, make sure you show me some love and just smash that like button. And like I said at the beginning of this video, if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, don't be a stranger and let me know some of your thoughts down in that comment section. Alright you guys, enough said. This has been a good one, but I'll see you guys next time.